I don't used to think like that, but I mean, if this worth for them to to be like more on, like to be with more willingness, and for me it's fine. I mean, whatever they take to be more competitive is fine for me, but I don't used to think like that. I mean, it's difficult for me in any game to think in other things that are not purely the game, you know.
And then just an update on, I know Zoran earlier this week mentioned that Jozy would be here this week. Has he arrived? And then an update on Melo as well.
The second about Vini, about Melo, you say? Yeah. About Jozy, there is no news. I mean, he's waiting for his passport. So the appointment at the embassy was good, and everything is going well. Even he's fully recovered, so he's fine. He's working there with a fitness coach, but the fitness coach is following our guidelines, and he's doing a great job. So I believe that as soon as he arrives, he will join us, like, for fully trained. But he's still waiting for the passport. And about Vini, I mean, it's very tough for him, you know. It's too long being injured. We need to fix something wrong that they did in Brazil, so they need to open again and fix. But I believe that around, I mean, in the best scenario, he will be back with the team in around 6-7 weeks, I believe. Yeah.
I'm curious, just with some of these notable injuries and absences that Atlanta United has, most notably Jozy Fernandez is
Yeah.
expected to be out this weekend. How's the team planning to take advantage of that or adapt to some of these Atlanta absences?
I mean, in the game that we play there, the first two substitute players were 12 million each one, and they were substitutes. So, I mean, it's not Joseph Martinez, but will be anyone, and they have a very deep squad and very expensive squad, so they are ready to replace any player. Of course, when it's for a long injury, I can take the advantage, but I want to play always with the best players, you know. So, and it's not something like a topic or a clásico. It's something that I really feel that I prefer to play with José Martínez or Alonso or Roseto, because I really like them as players, you know, and I want to play against these players. And of course, I wish them a quick recovery, you know. But yeah, they will replace with very good players anyway. So what we try to analyze is always the collective behaviors, how they do attacking, defending, and of course then you have like individual behaviors that you need to take care of, but they will replace with very good players.
Just to follow on that, when you played Atlanta the first time away, it was only the third match. Now coming in, the team has had much more time together. Do you feel you're in a better position to match what Atlanta has in speed and experience?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and also playing again against them. Now my players felt that they are, as a team, they are not better than us. So we can compete and we can win. So we were very close to tie the game. So, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you wanted to ask Hannah.
You can move back to me.
What did you learn about your squad from an organizational standpoint after going with 3-5 in the back against Philadelphia and then making the switch at halftime and put Rios back in there up top? What did you learn about how your team plays structurally with that 2 at the top?
The out of the mistakes in the goal, we really execute the game plan in the first half because we were thinking a lot about how to play because of the bodies that Philadelphia used against the last line, playing long balls and this. So was a kind of, in Spanish we say like a short blanket, like, okay, you will cover your head and you will not have your feet covered, and the other way around. So, okay, we can have more bodies here to compensate the overload that they will put against our last line, but we will miss bodies at front. And the other way around. I mean, if we put more bodies at front, we will miss bodies to face the overload that they will put in the last line. And in the second half, we saw that, and we suffered some chances with numerical inferiority against the last line, because they go with the 2 strikers, with the 3 attacking midfielders. So we knew that if we repeat the same system and we go with 4 in the back, was a risky situation for us, but attacking with 5, we were able to, was the game with better build-up from every game. I mean, all the games that we played, this was the best build-up that we had in our half, because of the structure and the numerical superiority. Of course, later on, when you progress, you miss at least one, So again, is the example of the blanket. So you have this here better, but then you will miss here. But even though we compete well, knowing the difference between Philadelphia and us,
How's Kalina been this week? I know that one gap was something, obviously it happens, but how do you go about treating that? Do you give him extra attention, less attention? How does he handle something like that in the week after?
I give him my love as I used to do with him and with everybody, but I congratulate him in front of everybody on the second day of the training, because the first day we split the groups, so the second day we were together, and I congratulated him because being true with the game model. So I prefer them to make mistakes being true with ourselves. Playing our game model. And Brand Bronico sent me a picture of one example of Albert Einstein that he wrote in a whiteboard a maths, I don't remember now exactly, but 9 multiplied by 1, 9 by 2, and it was all right except the last one. And they were laughing at him like, you missed the last one. Yeah, but I did right the rest that are 9, so I only missed 1 from 10. And was the perfect example, for Kalina. Kale, you did 1,000 good, and the 1,001 you miss. you did wrong. But of course, how the people move with the success and with the mistakes, So the previous week we were trending topic because of the positional play of Miguel Ángel Ramírez, score an amazing goal, and all this stupid bullshit. And the week after, how this coach and this team make this mistake. So this is the people, how we embrace the success and how we laugh at the mistake.
I did want to at least ask about the draw with Greenville for the U.S. Open Cup. I know that came out right before we gathered here. I know you're focused on Atlanta, but what are your thoughts about seeing a team just across the border 2 hours away?
No, I believe for the Carolinas is a really good moment. I mean, for our soccer, for the soccer of the Carolinas, and has to be a party for everybody. I mean, for the South Carolina to host the MLS club that we have now, and always the cup is everywhere, not only here. It's a funny competition, It's the chance to the smaller clubs to beat the big ones. I'm not saying that we are a big one yet, but you know what I want to mean. So it's a good challenge. It's a good moment for the Carolinas for sure.
Yeah, just because it's a slightly different topic, but as a coach, are there characteristics for a permanent training facility for this team that are important to you? Having the academy closed, grass versus turf, stuff like that.
I answer this in Spanish. I expect your Spanish. Is crucial. I mean, is the basic. Is the basic to have a place to train, our place to train, and of course, always much better to have the academy around. I mean, in Independiente del Valle, the first team players and the staff are always in touch with the academy players and coaches because you meet them going to the pitch and going back to the parking and offices, and the offices were together, the first team with the academy coaches, so we can meet at any time, we can talk, we can, I mean, this is amazing, but of course it's crucial and it's the basic. Yeah.
And how close to the academy? I mean, how much do you think the academy players have continued to develop in the time since you've been here? Have you seen more of an improvement in their, integration, I guess, in terms of how they will play on the first team eventually?
Not yet, but of course there is a process that needs time also. So now the priority was running the first team and put the focus in the first team for everybody, for the technical staff, for the sporting director, I mean all the structures. Now that we have run the first team, we can start to manage, with the second team, I mean the MLS Next Pro and the U17 and all the structure, but not yet. Anyway, having the U17 coming to train with us, we are already, creating this culture of expanding the game model and then, and the guys are super clever, they understand everything. They are super nice kids. They super disciplined, hard workers. So, and still they are U17, so many years to reach the first team still.
Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.